you know, global warming is reshaping the world we live in, and humans have had a major impact and hand in this, especially through deforestation. On average, 10 million hectares of trees worldwide are cut down. That's one football field every 1.5 seconds. At the same time, more extreme weather has led to more stronger storms, droughts, floods, wildfires,
hurricanes, diseases, death of all species, other devastation.
Do you mind?
Well, yeah, I do. We've heard this story a million times before. This is like the first 10 minutes of every science lecture we've had since we were kids.
Well, Keith, if you would just let me finish, I was about to give them context on what we're going to talk about today.
We already know the context. We're all gonna die.
Okay, just wait. Remember we were going to talk about how rainfall is going to save us all?
Oh yeah, it's about to get wet.
Okay, as I was saying, deforestation and extreme weather have created more arid areas, and this has increased global water scarcity. But before we go further, let's ask our classmates why they think deforestation is so bad. What are ways that deforestation is bad?
Deforestation leads to a reduction of overall nature across our globe and leads to loss of ecosystem functioning.
Less recreation, less carbon sequestration.
Well, first of all, for biodiversity, of course. Recreation, it has several ecosystem functions and services.
Biodiversity loss, fewer animals, habitat fragmentation, zoonosis, anything.
I love trees, and I think we should keep as many as we can on this planet.
Okay, those are a few ways.
Yeah, but I think we might be forgetting something.
What?
Vegetation-driven rainfall.
Oh yeah, that's true. But in that case, you have to explain the hydrological cycle. Again, to everyone.
And I will.
Okay.
Alright everybody, get ready. Here we go.
Okay, as you all should know, the hydrological cycle, or water cycle, is the continuous movement of water on, above and below the Earth's surface. It starts in the oceans with evaporation, where the water heats up, turns into vapor and goes into the air. Then it condenses, which turns the water vapor into clouds. These clouds move over land where it rains. This water is collected into lakes and rivers and eventually makes its way to the ocean.
Wait, Case, you're going too fast. Vyanjan is still taking notes. Also, what again does this have to do with deforestation?
Okay, just hold your horses, Sophie, I'm getting there. What I almost forgot to tell you was the importance of forests in this cycle. Because trees take up a lot of water, but they also transpire a lot of water. This process is called evapotranspiration. This process is important because of what the biotic pump theory states. The biotic pump theory is pretty simple, but we won't go into the physics here. The main idea is that when trees transpire, the moisture condenses. When water goes from the gaseous form into the fluid form, it takes up less space, causing a low pressure area in the atmosphere. This in turn attracts more moist air from the ocean, creating a positive feedback loop, which causes more rainfall further inland.
Right. That's all very interesting, but you know what? I wonder what a real world leading expert would say about this. No, not you, Case.
And so we set off on our journey to look for our real world leading expert that better meets Sophie's standards.
There are many factors involved which relate to forests and their impacts on the water cycle. We can go into all different levels of complexity, and if we make a whole long list of them, it's a pretty long list. But I think the things that I would really want to emphasize, if we're looking at kind of the global difference with and without forests, is most of the rainfall that we get on most of the land surface comes from recycled rain, meaning that it's water that's fallen on the land surface and re-evaporates to the atmosphere. And when it re-evaporates to the atmosphere, it has a chance to fall again as rain, and re-evaporate and fall again. And I think what most people don't realize is this re-evaporated part of rainfall is the larger part. Around 2/3 of the rainfall on the global land surface is actually recycled. And the main source of that recycled rain is vegetation. So if you lose the vegetation, you're actually going to have a huge impact on the availability of rainfall.
Yeah, do you think reforestation has the potential to restore the local climate in some areas?
Yes, but I would always want to underline that we really need to protect and conserve the forests we have already. I mean, as somebody who works in the tropics, a lot of those places are really in trouble and are disappearing. And I wouldn't want to kind of think that reforestation in other places is somehow a solution for that. No, we really need to protect the forests we have. So definitely reforestation is super important, but I would really want to underline the need to protect the forests we have first, because it's going to be a long time until new forests have the properties and capacities that we're actually looking for.
Do you think we could mitigate the effects of climate change by restoring the forests in certain areas?
Definitely, and I think that's something we should very much be trying to do. I think what's even really positive, I mean, there's so many reasons people like forests and should be restoring forests. I mean, we know that if you have access to forests, you have lots of products, you have a locally cool climate. Living with trees is much nicer than living without trees. There's many things that forests provide: biodiversity, carbon, locally water that protects many watersheds, etc. And I think the point we're making is not only that, but there's also these global values, these global benefits that we can make huge areas of the planet which are clearly degraded and non-productive at the moment, much more productive, much more meaningful and valuable.
Some very nice insights from our expert. Did you manage to get all of that, Yunjin?
Yes, even for me as a non-ecologist, it was pretty easy to follow. Lots of bad things are happening: global warming, deforestation, mostly caused by humans, mobility, all bad. But we can manage reforestation. This will lead to cooling down the planet, more ecosystems, more precipitation, and a happier planet.
I think Douglas would agree with this.
So we have to think much more large scale here. Where's the sources of rain and what are the implications of land cover change? And more trees will definitely mean more rain for everybody in the long term.